Memories in the chair. The second-hand furniture store, Marvinus, is located on the outskirts of Wichita, Kansas. On a quiet afternoon with little traffic, I slipped my CPS foundation aid into the inner pocket of my jacket and pushed open the creaking glass door. I used to enjoy forgetting everything and casually looking at random antiques on my days off, but today's visit is not for that purpose. Still, the faint tension running down my back feels the same as always. The store is filled with a mixed smell of oil and dust. The shopkeeper cast a glance over the counter. I waved my hand casually and walked towards a corner near the back storage. Half visibly stacked pile of tables with broken legs, dining chairs with torn seats, and polished bed frames. Each of them seemed to carry the air of a former household. Problem was mixed in among them. An armchair. Linen-colored fabric. Small scratches along the line of the studs. I stood beside the chair and suddenly felt my knees tremble. At the base of the chair's right leg, there was a faintly unnatural bulge. The wood grain there was slightly different, and it felt icy to the touch. It had a strangely present feeling, unlike the other furniture. I let go of my hand and pretended to pick up a bookend from the shelf while observing the chair. I've seen it somewhere before. No, someone close to me. The depths of my memory stirred. That's right, Anna. 3 years ago, a colleague from the foundation who disappeared. Her hair color, serious expression, and an old scar on her left leg. That bulge on her leg overlaps with this one. I decided to buy the chair. Shopkeeper seemed more eager to get rid of it than to set a price. I barely managed to cram it into the trunk and transported it to my garage at home. Cold sweat trickled down my neck. Night. In front of the chair, shining a flashlight on it, I was wearing multiple layers of protective gear. Records indicate that SCP-002 has the anomalous ability to transform humans into furniture. However, no one has encountered the real thing. It has been missing from the containment facility in Europe where it was staying. If this is real, my actions are extremely dangerous. But what if the chair is Anna? I called her name in a low voice, Anna. The air felt heavy, and there was no response. I carefully lifted the fabric of the chair, searching for remnants of what was once a human within the backing cloth. The arrangement of nails, the joints of the wooden frame, the traces of glue. Slight bulge, like a human finger. Suddenly, the fabric writhed. The chair's legs moved in impossible joint motions, trying to entangle my ankle. An impossible strength for its weight. I screamed and activated the electromagnetic suppressor. The chair continued to thrash, its metal parts heating up and glowing red. However, as the electromagnetic waves began to vibrate, the chair started to tremble as if in agony. I desperately wrapped the restraints around it and slid it into a custom sealing box. My breath was ragged. From beneath the fabric came a metallic smell and a faint scent of burning hair. A bubbling groan that did not sound like a human voice. When I closed the box, the vibrations eventually stopped. The next morning, I contacted the Foundation's recovery team and relinquished the site. My supervisor, Driver Porter, nodded silently after finishing my report. The chair you discovered is believed to be the same entity as SCP-002 from 2 years ago. That was all. No one said anything more. That night, I couldn't sleep. Even sealed, I felt the voice of the energy trapped within the grotesque chair whispering deep in my ears. During the day, I began to visit furniture stores in the suburbs of Wichita. I couldn't help but suspect that similar chairs, beds, and dresses were once someone who was human. In the shadow of a curtain in the corner of the store, a strangely bent stool caught my eye. With the scars on its side from when a child played with it, I gently placed my hand on the furniture and closed my eyes. Nothing spoke to me. Only a cold silence flowed through my fingertips. Somewhere in this town, new furniture is still being added. I continue to chase a faint whisper that might be a hallucination. The only way for Foundation staff to maintain their sanity is sometimes to let go of doubt. However, those who can do that are rare. Today as well, I continue to search for the presence of the grotesque among the dusty smell of the furniture store.